So, thinking about turning your TikTok obsession into some extra cash this year. Pretty smart.
Mhm.
Today, we're diving deep into how to make that happen, even if you don't have millions of followers. At least not yet.
Yeah, that's right. You don't need to be like a huge influencer to start earning on TikTok.
That's a relief to hear, honestly.
Yeah.
The stuff we've been looking at actually points to three main ways to make money on TikTok. You got the Creator Fund, affiliate marketing, and this thing called TikTok Shop. So let's start with that Creator Fund. What's the deal there?
Well, basically, it's TikTok's way of paying creators
Right.
directly, for their content. It's all based on things like video views, how much engagement your videos are getting. Think of it like a reward for bringing fresh, interesting content to the platform.
So more views equals more cash.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, there's some details, of course, like watch time seems to matter more than just people scrolling past your video, right? And TikTok's always tweaking their algorithms, so staying up to date is definitely key.
Got it. So it's not just about going viral, huh? It's about creating content that actually keeps people watching. Now, what about affiliate marketing? People talk about this all the time, but
Yeah.
I'm still a little fuzzy on how it actually works.
Okay, so imagine you're really into, say, vintage video games, right?
Yeah.
And you've built a following around that. You find this awesome online store, they're selling old consoles and games. With affiliate marketing, you basically partner with that store and they give you a special link to share.
And if someone clicks my link and buys, I don't know, a Super Nintendo,
Hmm.
I get a cut of the sale.
Exactly. It's a win-win. Your followers get products they want, the store makes more sales, and you earn a commission. It's kind of like being a digital salesperson, but in a way that actually feels natural, part of your content.
Okay, that makes more sense now.
Yeah.
And then there's this TikTok shop thing. I'm guessing that's for like creators who already have their own stuff to sell.
You got it. TikTok Shop lets you basically open a shop right there in the app. Your followers can browse and buy without ever leaving TikTok.
Wow, that's pretty smooth. Sounds like they really want to make TikTok the place for content and shopping, huh?
For sure. TikTok's changing fast, and all these ways to make money are a big part of that. They're really making it easier for creators to, turn their passion into a real business.
Now, one thing we came across in our research is that not every country has all of these features, right?
That's true. Places like the US, UK, Canada, and a lot of Europe have access to pretty much all the features. But even if TikTok Shop or something isn't available where you are, you can still use affiliate marketing and brand deals. Actually, those two things can be even more effective, if you're in a niche where the big brands haven't really figured things out yet.
Good point. So where you live matters, but it's not a total roadblock. So let's say I'm ready to start exploring these money-making options. Where do I even begin?
Okay, well, first you got to make sure your TikTok profile is set up right. Think of it like your online storefront. You want it to be, inviting, easy to understand. People need to know what you're all about.
So no more random usernames and vague bios.
Nope. You need to be clear. Your username should be memorable. Your profile pic should be, high quality. And your bio should tell people exactly what kind of content you make and why they should hit that follow button. Oh, and don't forget a call to action.
A call to action. What's that?
It's basically like a little nudge. You're encouraging people to engage more with you. Something like, check out my latest video or click the link in my bio. Those little things actually make a big difference.
So it's not just about looking good. It's about showing people what you want them to do.
Yeah, exactly. Now, on top of a great profile, you also need great content. You want to grab people's attention and make them want to come back for more, right?
Okay, so what makes TikTok content great? Does that mean I need fancy editing and expensive equipment?
Not really. I mean, good production helps, but the most important thing is to create content that people like, stuff that's engaging and relevant to them. And luckily, TikTok gives you like a ton of tools to do that.
Like, I know people talk about using those trending sounds and doing those challenges, but does that stuff actually matter?
It definitely can. Jumping on trends, especially if you can, put your own twist on them, can help you get seen by more people. But it's not all about trends. It's also about using those storytelling techniques that work, anywhere.
I mean, like creating a story, building suspense, making sure there's a good payoff at the end.
Exactly. Even in short videos, you can tell a story, make people feel something, make them want more, and that's what keeps people coming back and actually engaging with your content.
This is giving me a lot to think about. I'm sure there's even more to cover here.
No, there's always more to learn when it comes to TikTok. But for now, let's take a little break, and when we come back, we'll dive even deeper into making money on TikTok.
All right, we're back. So we've covered the basics of making money on TikTok, but what about like what really separates those successful creators from, everyone else?
Yeah, you're right. It's not just about using the right hashtags or following every trend. It's about finding your own style, your own voice, and really connecting with your audience.
You hear that word authenticity a lot these days. What does that even mean, like when it comes to TikTok?
It basically means being yourself, let your personality show. Don't be afraid to be a little quirky. Show your flaws. People can tell when you're being fake,
Mhm.
especially online.
Okay, so let's say I don't know, really passionate about collecting like vintage postcards. Should I just go all in on that, even if it's not exactly the coolest thing?
Yeah, totally. That real passion, it shows, it's contagious. And chances are there are tons of other people out there who love vintage postcards too. They're
Mhm.
just waiting to find someone who shares their interest.
That makes sense, I guess. It's about finding your people and not trying to please everybody. Now, our research also mentioned this thing about niching down. Is that related to this whole authenticity thing?
Oh, absolutely. Niche down basically means focusing on one specific thing instead of trying to do like everything. By specializing, you become the go-to person for that topic, right? And that can help you attract a more dedicated audience, people who are really engaged.
So instead of just posting random videos about whatever, I should like focus on building content around, I don't know, my love of vintage postcards.
Yeah, exactly. You become the postcard guy or the DIY queen or whatever your thing is.
Eh.
People know what they're going to get from you, and that consistency, that's what keeps them coming back.
I'm starting to see how this all connects. You find your niche, you be yourself, and you make content that your audience actually wants. But how do you actually turn those viewers into actual followers?
Storytelling. TikTok is like the perfect platform for short, engaging stories. Even in like a minute, you can tell a whole story that grabs people's attention, a story that they remember.
I'm picturing those day in the life vlogs or those how-to videos where even like boring stuff seems interesting.
Exactly. It's about finding ways to make your content relatable, make it engaging, even if you're just, sharing a little piece of your everyday life.
One thing that came up in our research is that having a clear beginning, middle, and end can be really effective, even in a short video.
Oh, totally. Think of it like a really short movie, right? You start by introducing a problem or a question, then you build up some suspense, and then you have that resolution at the end,
Mhm.
or maybe something that makes people think.
So it's not just about showing off; it's about taking people on a little journey.
Right. And don't forget about humor and emotion and, those little unexpected things that keep people watching.
It's all about keeping them entertained, keeping them engaged, even in those short little bursts of content.
For sure. So now that you've hooked them with your awesome content, how do you actually turn them into those loyal followers, those people who are, really active interacting with you?
That's what I was just thinking about. Everyone talks about how important engagement is. Is that like the key to building a real community on TikTok?
It's definitely a big part of it. Think of it like a conversation. You're not just, shouting into the void. You're inviting people in, letting them participate.
So like respond to comments, ask questions, maybe do those live streams where you can actually chat with people.
All great ideas. The
Mhm.
more you interact with your audience, the more they feel like they're part of it. That leads to those stronger connections and a more loyal following.
Which means more views, more engagement, and ultimately more money, right?
Yeah, exactly. But it's not all about the numbers. Building a community on TikTok, it can be really rewarding on its own.
It's about finding people who get you, finding your tribe, and maybe even, inspiring other people.
Now you're getting it. But let's be real. We can't talk about success on TikTok without talking about the algorithm. The thing everyone loves to hate.
Oh yeah, the algorithm. I think every TikToker has a love-hate relationship with that thing.
It can be a little mysterious, that's for sure. But there are definitely things you can do to increase your chances of getting your stuff seen by more people.
Okay, so give us the secrets. How do we crack the TikTok code?
Well, first you got to understand that it's always changing. What worked a few months ago might not work today. So staying up to date, learning about the latest changes, that's super important.
So like keep checking TikTok's creator resources.
Hmm.
Maybe follow some experts online.
Exactly. The more you understand how the algorithm works, the better you'll be able to, to make content that actually does well.
Got it. So stay informed. What else?
Uh,
What else can I do to, please the algorithm gods?
Consistency is key. The algorithm really, it really likes creators who post regularly. You don't have to, post every hour, but having a schedule that you actually, that you stick to is important.
So aim for like a couple of high quality posts a week instead of a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Quality over quantity, always. And remember those trends and challenges. Well, the algorithm likes to see you, participating in those things. It shows you're part of what's happening on the platform.
But it's not just about blindly following them, right? We talked about putting your own spin on things.
Exactly. Find a way to make those trends your own, show off your own personality and style.
So like if everyone's doing a dance challenge, maybe I don't know, I work it into a comedy sketch or use it to show off my makeup skills.
There you go. You're thinking like a TikTok pro. It's about finding that balance between staying relevant, staying, on trend and still being yourself.
This is a lot to take in. But I feel like I'm starting to understand what it takes to really make it on TikTok.
It's a journey for sure. There's always something new to learn. But for now, I think we should take another quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about the business side of being a TikTok creator,
Yeah.
things like setting goals, finances, all the legal stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty crucial. All right, let's take a minute to let this all sink in, and we'll be right back to finish up our deep dive into making money on TikTok. Okay, we're back. Ready to tackle the less glamorous stuff? The business side of being a TikTok star.
Right. It's easy to get caught up in, making videos and stuff. But if you're serious about making money on TikTok, you gotta treat it like a real business.
So we're talking like spreadsheets and contracts and maybe even taxes.
All that, yeah, and more. But it's not as scary as it might sound.
I hope not. Where do we even start?
First things first, you got to set some goals, clear goals. Things you can actually measure. Think of it like a roadmap, right?
I'm guessing just like going viral isn't specific enough.
Haha, no, probably not. Think about what you really want to achieve, right? Do you want to hit like a certain number of followers by the end of the year? Maybe land a sponsorship with your favorite brand, or launch your own merch through TikTok Shop.
Yeah, having those concrete goals would definitely help me, stay focused. Give me something to actually work towards.
Exactly. It helps with motivation too, especially when the algorithm's being weird or you just don't feel that creative.
So goals are set. What's next?
Well, you gotta track your progress, right? TikTok gives you all these analytics, all this data to help you see how your content's doing.
So I should be looking at things like follower growth and video views and how much engagement I'm getting.
Yeah, for sure. Those numbers tell you a lot about, what your audience likes and what's actually working.
It's like a feedback loop, right? You can use that data to get better, make even better content.
Exactly. Now let's talk about the thing nobody really wants to talk about, money. When your TikTok starts growing, you start making money, you got to manage it right.
Ugh, yeah, the money stuff, not my favorite.
Yeah.
Any tips for someone who's not exactly a financial expert?
Well, the most important thing is to keep track of everything. Every dollar you make, every dollar you spend. There are tons of apps and programs that can help you do that. Find one you like and actually use it.
And I'm guessing taxes are a whole other thing.
Yeah, they can be a little tricky. It's probably a good idea to talk to a tax person, someone who really understands this online income stuff.
So find a good accountant, keep good records. Anything else I should be thinking about from a business perspective?
Contracts. Anytime you work with a brand or another creator, even if you hire someone to help you with your TikTok, get it in writing.
Contracts seem kind of formal, don't they?
Maybe, but trust me, it's really important to protect yourself. A contract basically it lays everything out: what you're going to do, how much you're going to get paid, who owns what. It helps prevent misunderstandings later on.
Right. I'm convinced contracts for everyone. Anything else?